Well, good morning, you lot. Hope you're all doing really well. And a bit of an unexpected one today. I was getting ready. My old man's coming this way, and we're going to film a Generation Leeds. Guys, honestly, hit the Patreon. You can scan a little QR code if you fancy heading on over there. Some of you might be watching a little bit later on, and you might be just catching this. But yeah, we're doing a Generation Leeds tonight. We've also got Brownie on, which is going to be exciting as well. So we've got loads of content for you. But head on over to the Patreon. We've got a second channel as well, everybody, which I'm just going to pop in the link in the description below now if you guys want to go over there. Thank you so much. We've just hit 3,000 subscribers, which is very exciting stuff. But yeah, so I woke up this morning. I was thinking to myself, all right, slow on the Leeds beat. I'll wait on, nice little day, and I'll go see my old man Brown at about 6 p.m. and we'll do a stream together. The old boy's coming as well. I'll just wait until then. And then it just kind of went a bit nutty professor online, and we're going to share exactly what's been going on. It's around Cameron Archer, and it's around. So I'll take you through the chain of events anyway. So basically, the Northern Echo, which I believe not to be confused with the actual, the Newcastle Echo and stuff. To be fair, it might be part of the same branch. I'm not 100% sure, but there is an individual who is part of this stance, part of this network, who is basically, I can't remember his name, I think it's something Wilson, has basically said that Leeds are in the final round of negotiations with Matt Targett. Here he is, Scott Wilson, who I'm not aware of. Scott Wilson at the Echo. The Northern Echo is a bit different, I think, to what we're all used to up there. So if we just have a quick look at someone who I'm aware of here, Craig Hope. Oh, no, he's moved on. But anyway, I'm waffling. Yeah, so he reported here, as you can see it, Leeds United latest, Matt Targett's anticipated departure from NUFC's imminent, with Leeds United having initiated a final round of talks of the fullback. So if we're not absolutely hammered with adverts here, we might be able to see it, guys. I'm just going to take you through the article and we can have a quick look at what's going on. Sometimes these adverts kill it, especially on these sites. So if just have a quick look down. Leeds are hoping to push through the signing of the left back before the weekend, with Newcastle having signalled a willingness to allow Targett to leave this month, while the 29-year-old has returned to full fitness after his planned injury, after his injury plans. Lewis Hall has established himself as Newcastle's first choice, with Dan Burn and Trippier to provide cover. Targett, who signed Newcastle, blah, 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 blah. Leeds are looking for a low-cost replacement for Junior Firpo, who has entered the last 6 months of his deal and had been in talk with Daniel Svensson. However, Svensson is looking unlikely. He's looking likely to join Benfica. So Leeds have turned their place to Targett. Foot and hamstring injuries have kept him on the sidelines, blah, blah, blah. He's made a total of 44 appearances in Newcastle shirt, which says a lot, to be honest with you. But yeah, 44. Sorry, I've got the battle lines thing here, haven't I? Hold on a sec. And there we go. It's probably a bit better. But yeah, so a little bit confusing. So then we move back, and then we once again go to the ever-changing scenario on Twitter, and then we just have a quick look at what's going on here anyway. So we move back from Scott, and then we move a little bit up, and it's Ben Jacobs. And Ben is all right when it comes to news, and obviously Leeds fans reacting here a little bit confused as to what's gone on, where this has come from. Ben, who's not too bad when it comes to Leeds rumours, has said that understand Leeds United are not expected to make a bid for Newcastle. And interestingly here as well, you've got like NUFC accounts saying, is this guy waffling again? So yeah, a little bit confusing. But then I was sort of, and then there's loads of stuff here. David Anderson's also reported at the Mirror that we're not in for Matt Targett. Interesting though, Sheffield Wednesday and for Stuart Armstrong could be a good little buy. Let's have a quick look at something a bit recently, see if there's anybody on here. Logan Paul, not interesting. But yeah, then Alex Crook. I wanted to bring you guys to this as well. Saints FC have rejected an approach from LUFC to sign Cameron Archer. Yeah. So, bit confused, I have to say, everybody. And as I said, before we get into the waffle here, we are sponsored by IPM Group. You can say there, you can see there. Make sure you're subscribing as well. And I want to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section below on this as well. Slap a like on the video. But I guess for me, Targett doesn't make a lot of sense. He's injury-ridden, 44 appearances for Newcastle. The last time he really got consistent minutes was 2023, 2024. Sorry, 22, 23. Aside from that, it's been pretty absent. So that wouldn't have made a lot of sense to me, even as cover. Like, I saw some Leeds fans saying, oh, it's sensible. Like, is it? Like, the guy's constantly injured. Constantly injured. So for me, it didn't make a lot of sense. At least go and get someone who's maybe a little bit more attainable, someone who's actually going to be reliable and dependable. What's the point in going out and getting someone who isn't fit? You know, what's the point in getting cover for Junior Firpo and Sam Byron when he's never fit? And over the last 3 years, he struggled and he's 29 years of age. Look, for a 6-month deal, I guess, but it just feels like a waste of wages for Leeds. Why not just go out and get like a young left back who is, you know, maybe on loan from the Premier League or whatever, and you can exchange minutes. I don't know. Or just go and, you know, I guess, you know, promote. I don't know. Go for the free agent market. There's not really an answer here. I don't really think we need to go and do a left back right now. Anyway, there's no rumours on Junior Firpo leaving the club this January. And if he is going to leave in the summer, then for me, you just go and do a left back in the summer, don't you? So yeah, it's. I want what you guys let me know in the comment section below. No, Josh says Target only makes sense if Firpo's leaving this summer. Yeah, I agree, and that's the interesting part of it, really. Target doesn't feel find the net enough for him to be a reasonable player. Target will be good for Championship. Don't see people's issue. He's just never fit, mate. He's never fit. I mean, I'll take you over here. And he only recently, I think, was back. I think that article's just said it as well. We'll just go through this now, and I'll bring you guys over here. And this is so I understand he's a Premier League name. I understand he was a little bit more consistent back in the day. But look at this. He's barely featured for Newcastle. Look at all these days of injuries from 2022 onwards. Even just recently. Look at this. So, yeah, a strange one. But could it be something that we get sorted? I don't know. Target is way too expensive for a bang average player who isn't fully fit. Yeah, you expect as well on wages. You'd expect Leeds United to contribute heavily to that as well. If Target is coming, I think that's Verba done. Yeah, Verba maybe, but obviously he's not an out-and-out left-back, so you wouldn't go get Target to replace Verba. It makes no sense. Good, I don't want an injury-prone player. So, yeah, I mean, Cameron Archer at this level, obviously very good. And Alex Crook reporting this morning that Leeds United have made an approach for him. I guess, you know, high loan fee, bigger percentage of wages, an option to buy. They'd all be very sexy options for Leeds right now. You know, it just gives me the thing is, guys, how I look at this right now is that so they're evidently looking right now. There's no smoke without fire. Crook is half decent when it comes to rumours as well. He drops with the Bournemouth ones not long ago, referring to Sinisterra and stuff. He was pretty on the money with that. I don't know. It's like opportunistic. I get it towards the back end of the window. But how many times have we seen this, right? Southampton, they're not willing to sell him. And we've seen this. There's a couple of people reporting this morning as well. Southampton don't want to sell. I think it was TalkSport, or it was one of them anyway, that was saying it this morning, that they don't want to sell. So it's got to a point of which you're now looking at it and thinking, right, well, if they don't want to sell, then we're getting into the last 4 days of the market. It's annoying me a little bit that they've left it. If they are doing it, they've left it this long again. It just seems to be an ongoing thing with Leeds United. And the old opportunistic thing, well, Archer's barely played any minutes anyway for Southampton. It's not exactly a starter, is he, week in, week out? So I'm kind of looking at it and thinking to myself, well, why has it been left this long? And has Cameron Archer been the only target this window? Because I was very, very believing, and I said it the other day, you know, it's not a hypocritical comment. I said it the other day. I said, look, if he's not going to use Ramazani, if he's not going to use Joseph in effective rotation, just go out and get a number 9. Just go out and get a number 9. So it's effectively putting what I've said into action, and they're actually doing what I want them to, you know, essentially do. But I'm looking at him thinking, well, So this is kind of the first thing we've heard about a number 9. It is kind of quite a predictable one, isn't it? It's almost like an upper echelon player who can't quite make the gap into the Premier League. I'd love him at Championship level. I completely get that. I understand it. I understand how amazing he then could be at this level again. But I'm also at the point of which it's like it's taken this long for us then to go for a number 9. Has he been the only target? Because these are the murmurs that we've heard. Is this even true with what Alex Crook's saying? You got to take it, I guess, with a pinch of salt. It's not a completely nailed on source. So I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this one. I'm just a little bit like, we've got to Thursday, the 30th of January. What, the window ends on the 3rd. And we're turning around and now going after Cameron Archer, of which Southampton don't want to sell. And it's just like, how many times have we seen this? So I am a little bit frustrated, not by the fact that it's Archer. Absolutely not. Not by the fact it's Archer. So I think Archer at this level is very good. You heard Jim last night saying, because we were talking about Cam Archer, and he said, well, I don't want you to be interested in him because obviously he's going to be extremely effective at Championship level. We know how good he is. He's explosive. He's powerful. But I just think to myself, like, they've left themselves like 3 or 4 days left. It's not exactly an opportunistic signing. Maybe what they're doing is waiting for the dominoes to fall when it comes to Southampton players staying and going. And I understand that. That's where I understand the opportunistic stuff. But it just leaves Leeds with barely no wiggle room again. And it just feels like now we're going to be speaking about Cameron Archer for the next 3 or 4 days and thinking to ourselves, well, you know, this could happen, this couldn't happen. And this is kind of why I do understand people who are just like, we tried FC. Because we don't, is it just one of those things where they turn around at the end and say, oh, well, we did try for Archer? Because I'd rather them didn't try for Archer and just be confident in what we have right now, to be honest with you. And obviously the manager to just utilize effective rotation, which I think would be fine anyway. But Archer is a promotion-esque signing, but it just frustrates the life out of me that they've just sprung into action now. And it'll be fed at the end of the window that it was opportunistic. You wait till the end so the dominoes start to fall, and I understand that. But I just hope now, if it is Archer and they're going for Archer, they get Archer done, because I'm absolutely sick to the back teeth of Leeds going for some of these players sometimes when they actually want players, and it just being at the end of the window. A la last January, Carvalho, Emi Buendia, others apparently rumoured as well. McAtee was rumoured in last January as well, and they were heavy on it when it came to Carvalho and Buendia, and we got to the end of it, and it was like, well, we tried. And I'm just like, well, lads, can we start this earlier maybe? Can we just go for an aggressive pursuit of him a little bit earlier instead of just waiting for this opportunistic stance with 3 days to go? So, yeah, I'm a little bit meh at the fact that we're going for him now, to be honest with you. It's just okay. And that's if we are doing it, by the way. It's big ifs. So it's just a bit frustrating that it's like now, you know. But we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see with it. He's one that you said about years ago, Connor, very Leeds. It's always rumoured. This probably end up at Sheffield. Yeah, that's the thing, man. I mean, we spoke about Archer years ago. You guys know it. Like, we spoke about him 3 years ago, I think it was. I Cam Archer, obviously, at Villa at the time. And I can't see it happening. I can't see it happening. Southampton, you know, they might even start playing him toward the back end of the season. Who knows if they're getting ready for this championship campaign. I mean, let's have a quick look, everyone. Let's share his season so far. Let's see where he's at. Because I don't think they're just going to give up on Cameron Archer, especially if they're coming back down to the championship. Let's have a quick look at where he's at. So yeah, rumored to be 14 million quid at Transfermarkt. So let's have a look at some of his performances. Premier League is at 21, which is actually more than I thought, to be honest with you. It's a lot more than I thought. But yeah, it's a lot of substitute appearances, isn't it? A lot of substitute appearances. Started against City, to be fair to him. Started here, look, as well. So he's had some minutes. Definitely more than I thought, you know. Definitely more than I thought. So, like, why would they let him go? Do you know what I mean? Like, way more minutes than I thought. Has to be said, way more minutes. So, yeah, why are they letting him go here? Like, why would they let him go? That just makes no sense to me. Let's have a look at the Southampton squad. See if they've got in terms of depth. They've obviously already let Ben Brereton Diaz go, haven't they? Let's have a quick look at the Premier League squad. Go away. Let's go to the strikers. Okay, so Stewart, who's barely featuring. Onuachu, who, I'll be honest with you, is crap. Archer, Arms. There's no way they're letting him go, especially after letting Ben Brereton Diaz go. There's no way. I'd be stunned. Like, what depth is that? And what benefit are they going to get from letting him go? Onuachu's crap. Ross Stewart, 4 appearances. Obviously, Armstrong's the main lad, but he's getting on a bit. And then you got Archer, 21 appearances. I genuinely didn't think he'd played that many, guys. I was completely wrong on that one. And his rate, really, when it goes to him and Armstrong's not too bad, is it? Look, 2 goals. Ben says, could let him go to get championship minutes and goals, and when they come back down, he's firing. But like I said, I mean, I got this wrong. I didn't think he played as many minutes as he has. But why would they let him go, mate? Why would they let him go? What's the benefit for Southampton? That's what you got to look at here. It's all rumours. Stop stressing. I'm not stressing, Gary. Nobody's stressing. We're just having a conversation, mate. Archer would be class. Not a chance in my eyes. Is Latte Last still on, Connor? No. Worst recruitment team on the planet. I don't know about that. I mean, you look at. I think everyone's getting a bit frustrated, aren't they? Everybody's getting a bit frustrated with it, and I get it. I completely get it. I completely understand why people are getting frustrated about it because it annoys me. It annoys me if they are going for Archer. If they get him, unbelievable, fantastic. Jamie's just put in the WhatsApp group that we've got for Patreon. We all know Con would get a chub on if Archer signed for us. Trying to be politically correct, presumably. Yeah. Graham Smith has just tweeted out. I guarantee he's kiboshing it. Let's have a quick look at what Graham said. Let's have a quick look. Guarantee. Ooh, Graham's there. Leeds United have long been keen on Cameron Archer, but Southampton saying no right now anyway. The Matt Target thing is called bafflement with club sources and doesn't make much sense off the face of it. Yeah, so that is evidently maybe the Echo lad just going with it and trying to get something right. Who knows? Having a guess. But there we go. Leeds have been long keen on Archer, but Southampton saying no. And that's why it just doesn't make sense. That's why it just doesn't make any sense. Southampton would be mad. If he's played as many games as he has, which has surprised me in playing that many games. And there's Armstrong, Onuachu, I should say, and Ross Stewart. Unless Leeds are going in with a massive fee, a big loan fee, doesn't make a lot of sense. Doesn't make a lot of sense. From Southampton's side, from our side, I get it, but transfers don't happen like that. You've got to look at the other club. And I think sometimes with us Leeds fans, we think, oh, it'd be good for us. It'd be good. What about the other club? What about the other club? Played 21 times in the Premier League for Southampton. Armstrong's played 22. The rest have barely played in terms of Stewart and Iheanacho, and he's coming to Leeds. It doesn't make sense. I mean, unbelievable if it does, but Aragon says, Connor, how much would you say Archer would cost to buy considering Cannon is 10 million plus add-ons? Can we just go up and buy him? Would be a fantastic additions if we go up or if we stay down. Yeah, probably 10. I mean, they're going to put a bit on it as well, aren't they? Southampton, 100%, because they'll want to keep him down there. Can they afford to keep him in the Championship with all the parachute payments, etc.? Their assets, which will go. You know, when you look at some of the Kyle Walker-Peters, etc., they might be able to afford to keep someone like Cameron Archer. So Leeds might have to go in with 20 mil, might have to go in with 15, 20 mil, and look at how much they brought him in for as well. So I can't see it, I'm afraid. Southampton, this is the only thing, Joe. This is the only thing. That's all I can think of. If Southampton have got someone coming in to replace him, then fair enough. But sometimes there's some things on the end of, yeah, no. Yeah, don't get it. Don't get it, really. Don says, if we bid 15 million, which we could afford, I think it'd be... We're not bidding 15 million here, though. There's no way we're bidding 15 million in January. No way. Not doing that in the Championship. Someone says, is someone coming for Firpo? Perhaps Berrin said he wants to go back to Spain. Maybe. I mean, it's going to have to happen really quick. You know, I know it's a pre-contractual agreement, but is he going to leave in January? I don't know. I mean, he didn't play. Byron played in the last one, which I was saying was Farke's fault, but maybe it's not Farke's fault, and maybe he wants to go. Don't know. Prabhu says, all these rumours for a month and nothing to show for it. Niners are busy with upcoming season of American football, not soccer. I just don't think, I think if they'd have just... I think it's abundantly obvious. There's no smoke without fire here. and Alex Crook has got very, very, very good sources down on the South Coast. We know that with Bournemouth, we know it with Southampton. I mean, he literally gets everything with Bournemouth and Southampton nigh on spot on a lot of the times. The rest of it, I'm not sure about when it comes to his Man United takes and stuff, but on the South Coast, he gets a lot right. So he's evidently spoken to someone down there who've said, and it won't have been leaked by Leeds, but he's evidently spoken to someone down there who said Leeds have got him for Archer. For me, I don't know. I'd just be more confident right now if they'd not done it. I know it sounds ridiculous because as I keep saying, I've said go for number 9 now, but that's just on the manager's selection. If you played Ramazani, rotated Peru a little bit more in certain games, styles make fights. Certain strikes I think would be good for certain games. I've always said, Peru at home, Joseph away from home, I think works. But or a front two, which we've barely seen anything of, rest Brendan Aronson. But I just think going in for a Cameron Archer right now, it's just not a good look. I just don't think it's a good look. It's my thoughts. Everyone's got different opinions. I just don't think it's a good look. If it is true. Nazar Kinsella has just tweeted. What's Nazar said? Flipping heck, it's kicking off. It's kicking off. Nazar Kinsella, what are you saying, brother? Oh, man. Right. So Leeds are targeting a move for Southampton striker Cameron Archer with early talks having taken place. A move is currently unviable, but could be revived as a 23-year-old is open into a move. It just doesn't happen. It's got Leeds written all over it. It's got Carvalho. It's got Emi Buendia. It's got it all written. I don't know. I don't see it. Why is he open to a move? Thanks for the tag, Josh and Helen. He says, this makes less sense than the Buendia shouts. Way less possible until Saints bring someone in. Cameron Archer is the excuse. We tried. Why would Archer come? This is what I don't get. Ramsden wasn't a fan of years ago. Saw it on a podcast a couple of years ago. Off of Bamford. Yeah. Connor moving players out of their preferred positions is absolutely stupid. What do you mean, mate? Why is it stupid? Because Brendan Harrison was moved out of his original position. Pablo Hernandez was moved out of his original position. Emi Buendia was moved out of his original position. So that's just not true, mate. People can be moved. Whatever people tell you. I played academy football and I was a right winger. And this is literally not comparable, but I played academy football until I was 19, right? I was a winger until I was 16. Then I transitioned into a central midfielder. And I was a dog and duck football player. And it was the acclimatization was pretty decent. And that was playing against good teams. That's at grassroots level. I've got lots of mates who have played very, very good standards. You can play multiple positions. Centre backs a lot of the time can play central midfield. You see that at grassroots level. You see that at, in the game. Of course you can. Mate. Mike says, hey, Mike, is he open to a move because they are coming down? I just don't see it, man. I just don't see it. Yeah, Harry Redknapp moved Modric out of position. Mate, there's so many examples in football. But the narrative right now is you can't move a player out of position. So this is what I've said with Nonto, even though he's played in the 10 this year. Ramazani, even though he's played in the 10 this year. You can't move the wingers out of position. You can't do it. Not allowed. Even though Rutter was sold 5 days later, Brendan Harrison was playing in the camp and has done all right this season. Can't do it, though. Not allowed. Not allowed to take Brendan out of there. No other player can acclimatise in that position. Can't happen. What about Danny Ings? Connor, not for me, mate. Too injury-ridden. Connor Chaplin, yeah, that'd be a good shout. That's a good shout. When does the transfer window close? On the 3rd, bud. On the 3rd. Yeah, I don't know. So how are you guys feeling? Mike said as well, hi, Connor. Wonder what his contract is like. Maybe he might want to come to us so he does not play in the champ next season. Could be right, mate. Um, Don says, "Am I mad to see it actually to see it might actually happen? I'd fancy Leeds going up the Saints down." Yeah, that's it. That's it. Josh says as well, Archer's Premier League football got more of a chance with Leeds next season rather than the Saints. That's a good point. That's a good point. That is a good point. Hayden, why do I see him go Sheffield United or Burnley? No way, mate. No way. Not especially not Sheffield United. They've got 2 minutes. They've got three strikers now: Cannon, Kiefer Moore, Tyrese Campbell. They're not getting another striker. If we did get Archer, right? Let's be positive with this. If we got Cameron Archer, wow, that is a mad signing. That is a mad signing. I just don't know how what had happened then. Bamford's out for the foreseeable. Maybe that's what they're looking at, but it is 4 to 5 weeks. The big thing here is what this guy said, right? This is what I keep thinking. And I'm going to flag this up, guys. Where is he? What did he say? I won't show it now, will it? Classic. Okay, it's not going to show it. But Daniel Farker said that next time I talk to you, next time he talks to us, as in obviously the press, we may be speaking about a transfer. I'm paraphrasing, but it was something on that ilk. It was like we might be talking about something next time you see me. That's what I keep going back to. That's what I keep thinking. I'm like, right. So why would he say that? Why would he say that? If Leeds weren't in for anyone, why hasn't Daniel Farker just come out, kiboshed it, and said, "Look, it's not happening, mate." Why hasn't he done that? Why hasn't he just said, "Look, we're not looking to sell, we're not looking to buy anyone. If an incredible offer comes in, we know the contract status with a lot of these players." He can say that. He can say that. He's not just going to, he can clarify if Leeds are not looking to bring anyone in. He hasn't said that, and that weird thing he said in the last press conference where we all kind of just went, "Hold on, I might have tweeted it. I might have tweeted it. Let me try find it." I can't stop thinking about him saying this, and this makes me think, well, where is it? Here we go. Right. So this is what he said. I've not checked my phone for the last 6 hours. I will check it after this press conference. Perhaps I can tell you more about transfers in the next press conference. So that says to me, Leeds are staying awake and we're potentially doing something. This is what I mean. This is what I don't understand, really. This is why I keep coming back to this. Morning, Connor. Hi, Jasper. Helps us get over the line. At forward, there's less competition, easy to get in the squad. We want a player to do what Sunderland did at Lafay. Helen says, "Hi, Helen. If Archer comes in, does he start all day? All day? Yeah, all day." This is what I can't stop. This is why I'm a little bit confused with a few bits, you know? So Kinsella leads a targeting a move for Southampton striker Cam Archer with early talks having taken place. A move is currently unviable but could be revived as the 23-year-old is open to a move before deadline day. Now, for me, I don't know if you guys think this, but that screams of a transfer. But then you've got Crook saying that Leeds have rejected an approach from LUFC to sign Archer on loan. Does it frustrate you? Right. Does it frustrate you? Let me know in the comment section below, because you guys know where I've been with this the whole window. You guys know where I've been with this the whole window. If he rotates Ramazani a little bit more and he rotates Joseph in for certain games, I've been very much on the mantra of I don't think we need to do anything, right? But he's not doing that. So the other day I said, just go get a number 9. I didn't actually think that would happen. And now out of nowhere, we're going, it's just Carvalho, Emi Buendia, last January. It is just, entering these discussions with days left. It just frustrates me, I think. I think it just frustrates me that, Has the groundwork even been put in? Because Alex Crook, from his tweet there, it was almost like a bit of a, oh yeah, this morning this has happened sort of thing. It just frustrates me a little bit. It's like, why? I get it's opportunistic. I get the dominoes have to move, but from just having a quick look there, it doesn't look like Southampton are in for anyone. Let's have a quick look and see if they are. There's nothing on them looking at anything. Anyone, sorry. Galatasaray have tabled a bid for Kyle Walker-Peters. But it's quiet. It's really quiet for Southampton. Let's have a look at transfer markets and see if there's any Southampton incomings, maybe. And I'll share this as well. There's like rumours or anything. View all rumours. Let's have a look. There's absolutely nothing. There's nothing. Unless you guys know in the chat, there is absolutely nothing. I know they're going down. But the whole point here is, even if they are going down, why would they let him go now? Unless, why would they let him go on loan? As a club, I get Archer. I understand Archer. We've seen this before. You just dig your heels in. You say, no, you're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. I don't understand from Southampton's perspective why that happens. Archer, I sort of get it, Premier League thing. I know you guys have said this in the chat. Leeds' perspective, it's a bit annoying that we've started now. But Southampton, I wouldn't get it. I wouldn't understand it. Yeah, and they've already let Ben Brereton Diaz go. So they let Ben Brereton Diaz go, and they'd let Archer go out on loan with Armstrong left. Like, they still want a little bit of look, they'll know they're going down, but they'll still want a little bit of sort of combativeness against going down with quality. Letting Archer go, you're just waving that white flag. And what would the fan reaction be to that as well? Archer are great in the 10 though, Connor. It's frustrating but worth trying. Yeah, 100%. I get it's worth trying. Can play both, can't he? 9 or 10. Other I'm a centre forward. But Josh says, I think the fact that we left it late is a good thing. Leave Southampton and Archer to decide, which rushes them to make a decision. But Josh, they've already rejected it. And it's a loan move, isn't it? Unless that Leeds going with big money. Unless we're going with big money for a loan. Like a fee. Yeah, hella loans with an obligation, potentially. And it'd have to be a big loan fee as well. Big loan fee with big. He did mention Archer, didn't he, Michael? You're right. Angus Kinnear mentioned on the Square Ball last season that Archer was one of Leeds' top targets as they couldn't get him. They went for Peru instead. Is that what he said? There's night and day between those two, though, isn't there? In terms of who you'd want. Despite the top scorers in the league, I've said since round one, starting a kid in Joseph leading the line this first full season of promotion. He's very naive, especially. Imagine where we'd be with the number 9. Yeah. Imagine where we'd be with a good goalkeeper. But that's boring now, isn't it? People don't like to hear that. And I get it. But errors leading to a goal. Like, don't get me wrong, we've had Joseph go through against Burnley, which in that first game, which would have changed everything, of course. But imagine if we had a good goalkeeper. Imagine where we would be. I don't even know if we'd be talking about it. That's it, Aiden. You're not allowed to talk about the goalkeeper anymore. That's just been pushed under the carpet. And I get it. It's one of those things where it's very much like, you just acclimatise to it, don't you? It's like, I don't want to talk about the keeper anymore. I completely get that. This is kind of where I'm at, Frank. But do you think this might be the club saying, look, we try to sign someone for him? This is what I think. I mean, this is why I'm just a little bit like, if they'd have stayed quiet, I think the fan base would have gone on with like the whole mantra of, well, we're comfortable with our squad. But now it looks like we're going for Archer, and there's been rumours, as Michael said there previously, and a few others, of us going for Archer before Peru. It makes more sense, doesn't it? But I just don't get it from Southampton's perspective. I just don't get it. I don't get why they do that. I just don't understand it. As I say, you know, my objective this window was I think the squad was good enough. And I think if we needed to invest somewhere, it'd have been a goalkeeper because I know a lot of people want a 9. I know a lot of people want a 10. And I've mentioned it as well with the lack of rotation with Ramazani and Joseph, and I understand it. But for me, there is one glaring issue, and I cannot believe like it's actually now more frustrating as well because they're seeing the problem issue as the striker. So for me, this indicates that Melee isn't the issue. This is what that screams to me. They still think Melee is a good goalkeeper and probably ready for the Premier League, unless we do something in the summer, which we might do. I don't have faith that they will. I've heard stuff from down there that they still rate him as a goalkeeper and they think he can improve. But I think that's the thing with me. Really, what we all should be clamouring for is a goalkeeper, not a number 9. We've scored 53 goals. We've scored 53 goals. Who really needs help? Is it the defence with him in net, or is it the attack with the abundance of options we've got? So I get it and I understand it, and it's a glossy signing, and it's going to get the fans off the seats. The more frustrating thing for me is now it's evident that Leeds are probably looking at Archer now. Now, for me, the number 1 signing had to be the goalkeeper. And once again, Leeds evidently think he's good enough, and I can't get my head around that. Can't get my head around that. Because I'd much rather a keeper come in over a number 9. However, I have mentioned the number 9, but as I keep saying, that's because of Daniel Farke's rotation strategy, in my opinion. I think Ramazani comes in, he contributes to another 10, 15 goals this season. I think Joseph away from home and potentially Peru at home, having a bit of a meritocracy when it comes to in and out there, I think could work. Playing 2 up front, I think would work, and letting Harrison have a bit of a rest for a consistent period. I think he's got options there. But the goalkeeper, man, I can't believe we're not doing anything with the goalkeeper. It absolutely blows my mind. It blows my mind. Ramsdale in the summer, someone in the chat will remain unnamed. This could be a bit hotter than people actually think. I will keep my lips sealed. We need both got it. Yeah, well, yeah, there is that. There is that. Martin says, I'm surprised that we haven't gone for cover for Rodon. Martin, it's just not, for me, I know he's on the right-hand side, but you can put Ampadu there, yeah? Striker, you've got, look, guys, worst case scenario is Bamford comes back in a month's time. You've still got 3 strikers there. We've scored 53 goals, created the most big chances in the division, highest XG. You know, and I will say, I was giving Aronson a bit of flack yesterday for getting 2 assists. He has created a lot of chances, but, ultimately, he's got 2 assists. So the front line are probably suffering with that as well, with the central attacking midfielder. However, Jack says, maybe the quality of goalkeeper isn't what they want at this level and the quality available. I get that, mate, to an extent. Cooper, 2 million. Johansson, 1 million. You can't tell me right now that Stoke wouldn't accept 5 to 7 million for Johansson right now before the summer, where there's going to be a bidding war for him because he's getting all the top numbers as a goalkeeper again with Cooper and Trafford. Why would you not? Why would you not? If you're willing to put a lot of money in Archer, why don't you go and put a lot of money in Johansson? Go and sign him. There's no way Stoke are rejecting that sort of money. They're absolutely knackered when it comes to their financial state, and they have been for a couple of years now, with the amount of players they brought in on big money wages, and they've had to try get rid of. Smash a like, peeps. Cheers, Paul. Archer can play in the 10-2. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Strikers with potential: Louis Barre, Jake Young, Mateus Orezo, Simin Sethi. Hi, mate. How's it going? Anthony says, but Connor, 70% of us goals have come from the wing, though, not really from our striker. I get that, Anthony. I get that. But I'm just going to show it once again, mate. And this is after. Let's have a look. So I'll share it to you guys. Hold on a sec. So if you get a striker, right, what's the ultimate thing, right? We've got a goal issue. And I keep saying the same thing as well, by the way, guys. I'm like, okay, we'll have to wait and see. So GF is goal scored. Just have a look at that. Yeah. So, and we've just drawn 0-0 to Burnley, by the way, against Burnley. So I get it from the club standpoint, but this notion that we're in desperate need of 3 or 4 players or 2 or 3 players in the attacking line, I just don't understand when you've scored this many goals. You had Ramazani out with injury. Nonto's barely starting recently as well, who can contribute to goals, and you've still scored 53 goals. Joseph's not doing it this season when it comes to goals. You've still scored 53 goals. Ultimately, everybody, Joel Peru has still scored 10 goals. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. For me, it's between the sticks. However, look, as I say, I've got context with the number 9. Hi, Connor lad. Hope we get him. Yeah, true, mate. True, mate. Toffee TV say Yorkshire papers report that Leeds are thinking of calling Jack Harrison. Right. Well, if that happens, we're all gonna have to support a different team. Graham Bailey, what's he said? God, we're getting all the tweets, aren't we, this morning? They're all jumping on it, though, aren't they now? They're all jumping on it because they know. Let's have a look what he's saying. Graham Bailey. Let's have a look. Amy Buendia has just signed for Leverkusen. Can't see anything from Bailey, guys. You said, didn't somebody say he's tweeted? Can't see anything there. Yeah, can't see anything there. You guys will have to let me know. Lee says, regarding Melee, it's all about keeping his selling valuation, mate. It's a good point, Lee. It's a good point. Yeah, it's a good point. Although right now we're top of the league. We've made, 18 clean sheets. I think his selling value right now would be pretty decent as well. Pope is saying something as well. This is great, isn't it, guys? I don't think I've ever been live when stuff like this has come out. Jesus Christ. Slap a like on it as well, everybody. We are going to be doing a Generation Leeds as well, everybody, which is me and my old man sitting down and having a natter. So join the Patreon for that. You can scan your QR code now, just on the screen. We've also got a show with Brownie tonight. So we'll be speaking about the striker debacle there. Right, okay, I'm going to share this with you guys. Hold on a sec. Let's have a look. Leeds targeting Southampton striker Cameron Archer, a player they've admired for a long time. Archer understood to be open to the move. Early talks have taken place, but no agreement. And there's no way. There's just no way. It doesn't happen. Guys, this is not happening. This is not happening. It ain't happening. I'm going to stick my colours to the mast. We've got a flag. We're going to bear it. We're going to put it in the ground. This now looks like a lightsaber, doesn't it? But I'm going to put it in the ground. There's no way we are getting Cameron Archer. Southampton are mad if they let him go. They are. They're mad. They're mad if they let him go. It doesn't make any sense. I get it from Archer's perspective. Get it from Leeds' perspective. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. Saints Extra. You guys are freaking putting me everywhere here. Hold on. Saints Extra have tweeted now. Whoever they are. Let's have a look. Oh, he's just said that they've just said, they've just said what Graham Bailey said. Southampton would allow Archer to leave on loan, but will insist on an obligation for Leeds to buy him permanently. Sunderland are also considering an offer. Let's have a look. Oh. You guys are absolutely spamming it. Should we just do this all day? Oh, he is, mate. He is. I just think to myself, we know what happens. We've all been in this game. We've all been in this game for long enough. We've all been here for long enough. We all know what happens here. And this is the thing. Archer wants it. Who have we seen this with before? Get it in the chat. Archer wants it. Leeds want it, potentially. And what happens? The club continue to block it. The club continue to block it. What's Archer's market value? 14 million, mate. If Sunderland get Archer, they go up as champions. Yeah. 100%. 100%. 100%. Sunderland getting Archer would be a very big problem with their squad makeup as well. They've just let Diaz go to really people. This is what I don't get. This is what I don't get. This is what I don't understand. They've just let Diaz go. Do people really think they want to end the season with Ross Stewart, Onuachu, and Adam Armstrong? This is where like kind of my logic goes. I get it from a Leeds perspective and a bias that everyone's got, but from a Southampton perspective, it's like, oh, they want a fee at the end of it. But like, so they're willing to go down with that as a front three. They won't want to get a record amount of points. They won't want to get your, Derby-esque amount of points right now. They're on 6 points. And Archer, surprisingly, I didn't expect that, has played a lot of minutes this year with Armstrong, more minutes than Ross Stewart and more minutes than Onuachu. I just can't see for the life of me why you would let a striker go like that to Championship Leeds United, unless there's something going on in the background, maybe with their financials. Maybe their financials isn't great, and Leeds will offer like an obligation, a big loan fee. That's the only way I could. Right, okay. Big loan fee, nearly 100% of the wages, and a massive obligation at the end. That's the way it gets done. But you cannot convince me that he's not even been there 2 minutes, Archer, as well. You can't convince me that I'm just not on board with it. I know what's going to happen, guys. Me and you are going to be here on February the 3rd. We're going to be doing a stream, and I'm going to be sat here saying, guys, look, I told you, someone's going to kibosh it. Saints don't want to let him go. Archer's upset. He wants to go. We've seen this movie before. We know what happens. Oh, well. There we go then. Confirmed. Okay, fair enough. A bit of context to that. There you go. There's no way they're ending the season with Onuachu, Ross Stewart. Ross Stewart didn't even play. He's knackered. He's been knackered since he left Sunderland. And Adam Armstrong, who's 34? It just doesn't happen. Yeah. If he stays fit, yeah, 100%. He is. It'd be a mad signing. A mad signing. Damn an indictment on Peru, by the way. Damn an indictment on Peru. For me. Because I still think Peru will see himself as a leading striker. Is he Yeboah? Is that right? My Southampton knowledge hasn't been strong. He's 27. How long has Armstrong been around? He's been around for a while, hasn't he? Flipping heck. You guys are right. He is not 34. Adam Armstrong looks 34, and he's been around for a while. Now, do they play a 4-2-3-1 under the new gaffer? This will be interesting. Under the new gaffer, is it a 4-2-3-1? You guys might be able to let me know a little bit quicker in the chat. I can't say I watch Southampton week in, week out. Do they play a 4-2-3-1? Cracker Slot says, could Southampton go for Ferguson? They could, mate. Yeah, by the way, I liked your comment the other day, mate. Liked your comment. I was responding to your comment on the stream yesterday, but I think you went off. But yeah, it was a good comment, and I wanted to respond to you on it. Which wacko is reporting it? The slightly good one of the bunch of bells. A lot of people on wacko, mate. Not allowed to badge them. So yeah, fair. Is it 4-2? So if it's a 3-4-1-2, so presumably Archer's starting then, is he? Because it's not Ross Stewart or Nacho. So it's Stewart. So it's Archer, is it? Surely. Might have been, mate. Might have been. Apparently Archer's been spotted at Greg's on the hedgerow getting a steak and bake. Would you take it? Would you take it? That is a massive risk, isn't it? That is a massive risk. As much as sometimes I'm not a fan of Peru, letting him go with Archer coming the other way, that'd be. But then again, I've just said previously that a lot of it's the three in behind that are contributing to goals as well. But Peru is scored 10 goals, hasn't he? This is big as well from Jay Jamie. Remember this. We had Gus Hamer in the summer, apparently. Wages been agreed. This is bang on from Jay Jamie. Remember how far widespread this has been reported, guys. Remember that. As I say, it's only the room mill over here. No ITKs on this side. But wow. Remember this one. This was pretty much signed, sealed, and delivered, wasn't it? Alex Crook. Apparently he's talking now again. I think he's just going to kibosh at this geezer. Someone's saying he's talking on TalkSport. What did he say on TalkSport? He will, mate. He will. He will. Connor, you going to the Millwall Cup game? I'm off this weekend, mate. I'm off to Cardiff. Pin this comment, Connor. I don't know what your comment is, mate. We are not getting Archer. He said what live on air? Literally just said what? Okay. If we agree to their demands for an obligation. Right. Right, I'm polling in the chat. I'm putting a poll in the chat. Guys, slap a like on the video as well. Been going for a while here. My old man's coming up. Pause. Right, I'm putting a poll in the chat. I need to hear what you guys are saying about this. Right, here we go. What's more important? Because we're just going to do one, aren't we? We're just going to do one. I want to know what you guys are saying. Let me know. Yeah, chill out, Becky. Chill out. Get in the chat. Get in the chat. I want you to all let me know what you think. Mate. What would you rather have? If I was to say to you now, we're playing hypotheticals here, but they're evidently just going for the one, aren't they? I don't think left back's a thing, right? If I'm to give you one, Victor Johansson or Cameron Archer, what are you going for? What are you going for? Or what do we need then, Phil? What do we need? Saints Extra now tweeting. Jesus Christ. At the moment, Southampton's stance on Cameron Archer is that if they want him. At the moment, Southampton's stance on Cameron Archer is that they want to keep him. But negotiations with Leeds will continue. And if they offer a loan with obligation to buy, it might be enough to tempt Saints. What are you saying, Johansson? Some of you saying Archer. It's pretty mixed. Really? Really? 52% you were saying. This goalkeeper gets away with murder. He gets away with murder, this goalkeeper. Oh, my God. We scored 53 goals, you know. 53 goals. And how many is that French hologram let in? I'm surprised, guys. Have to say I'm surprised. 100% a striker. Right. Right. Well, I'm taking Johansson. Honestly, I'm taking Johansson all day. All day. And twice on a Sunday. We're scoring enough goals. The leading striker, who, yeah, some of us aren't a fan of in terms of like overall. I like what he brings. He's a different sort of striker, but, you know, he's not someone I'd rely on in the Premier League. But is Archer someone you rely on in the Premier League? If Leeds go for an obligation, now it's an obligation, by the way. An obligation. Obligation. Not an option. Obligation. I don't know. Kieran, hey, mate. It's my first match since Villa. Villa were allowed to score against on the way back. Can't wait up to you there, Con. Yeah, mate, I'll be nigh on near the south stand. If you want to come say hi, mate. Joe says Archer wins you the league, but a new keeper wins you. This is the thing with Joe. I think, Joe, you're a Sheffield United fan, aren't you? Like, I've heard a lot of people saying, does he win you the league? A new goalkeeper wins us the league. A goalkeeper, and none of you like to hear it, do you? Some of you don't like to hear it. I know 52% of you are not liking this because I'm talking about a boring position. It's boring. It's unequivocally not as glossy and as exciting. And we've spoken about Melee too much, so you don't want to keep rehashing things. He's been here 4 or 5 years. Just keep the ball away from him. When you get top sides at this level, sorry, if you get bottom sides at this level in relegation scraps towards the back end of the season, and they're pinpointing a way to get at Leeds, your Oxfords, who we've got last 5 games, Preston, we've got last 5 games, Bristol City, we've got last 5 games. I'm not saying they're bottom sides, but I'm saying they're gonna look to pinpoint Elan Melier from a defensive perspective. Are they going to get on top in some games? We can't just keep the ball away from the goalkeeper. You can't keep the ball away from him. So it's going to happen. Things are going to happen. You look at when he came out the other day against Burnley. Do you remember for that set piece? He came out, then realised how far he was, then tried to scarper back and tripped over himself. If there was a Burnley player at the back post, he'd have nodded it in for 1-0. He scares the life out of me. He terrifies me, that goalkeeper. I don't know. I think now I'm realizing, like, I'm just a YouTuber. I'm a fan. I love my club, like you all do. It's dawning on me right now that Leeds United's primary focus is Cameron Archer, if all these reports are said to be true. My worry right now is, why is that the primary focus? I'm not a recruitment guy. I just give my opinion. Yeah, as I've said, a number 9 after the other day with the lack of rotation for Amazani. Keep having to say this because people take me out of context. Lack of rotation for Amazani, who can contribute to goals. Lack of rotation with Joseph and Peru. I just said the other day, all right, fine, let's go and get a number 9. But I didn't think they'd actually do it. I thought I'd be sitting here at the back end of the window and saying to you guys, I'm happy with the squad. Because I am. But if they're to do one replacement, it'd be the goalkeeper. And I cannot believe we've forgotten about Elan Melier. And now the focus is Cam Archer. I can't believe it. And I can't believe they're not focusing on it. But some of you guys have said it quite right in the comment section. Maybe they're thinking, do you know what? Goalkeeper in the summer. I hope they are. Because we're talking about going up, everybody, and we can sign, Rafinha back. We can sign, Pedri, Gavi. It doesn't matter. We can sign Vinicius Jr. If you've got him in net, you're coming straight back down. That's my worry. I was surprised, mate, because that's written with surprise for me, what you've just said. Why is he saying that? And why are they then not going over his head and going and getting a goalkeeper and saying, well, he's in? $130, I think, mate. $130. Opposition fan, by the way. Opposition fan. I don't know. Don't know. Matty, I hate to say this to you, mate, but we're way more relevant in your lads' heads than the opposite way around. Also, Archer will not be thinking about Middlesbrough in this decision. Trust me. Who thinks about Middlesbrough anyway, mate? No, I'm joking. Connor, what about the save from Anthony against Burnley? I know it was blown. Really? Dormston? Really? Are we now giving him plaudits for that? Dormston. That's just a save, mate. It's a regular save. That's a madness, my friend. That is a madness. Kieran says, I think the only reason they won't do anything in the GK area is because they want to send. That's got to be it, Annette. That's got to be it. It's got to be it. It's got to be maybe the fact in the summer they're maybe going for like a James Trafford if they go up, potentially. Right. There's been something else. My goodness. Am I keeping you guys entertained? Right, there's been something else. New kid on the block, Isaac Johnson, replacing Baron Cross. You can't see that, can you? Sorry. Not happening. I'm just not convinced. Yeah. Just not convinced. Leeds United hold an active interest in Cameron Archer and have held talks. However, Southampton are unlikely to allow him to leave before deadline day. Once again, he's got the second amount of minutes. Right. Well, listen, what we'll do is we'll monitor it for the full day. My old man's going to be here in probably about 15 minutes, so I have to go clean up the flat and this place. So, guys, check in with me. Make sure you subscribe to One Leeds fan channel. As always, everybody, please make sure you slap a like on this video. If you fancy heading over to my general YouTube channel as well, I've just stuck it in the chat there, everybody. We're over 3K subs now. And heading on over to the Patreon as well. You can scan that QR code and it'll take you over there for all the bonus bits. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. I'm sure I'll be back on very soon. Cheers.